Hello, everyone. It's me and a blank screen that should be Conrad. He's currently getting headphones. So just bear with us on there for a second and we'll try and get up to date with any transfer news. I'm just getting all my screens together. As you can imagine, it was a quick transition between one and the other. So just bear with me. David K, get in, lads, he says. I've muted you, Conrad, so when you're ready, just come back on. Can you hear me? You're nodding, but there's no sound coming. Well, hello, both says. Is it because I've muted you? There you go. There we go.
No, it's because I was changing the audio to these.
Right. While I set up my screens, tell us what you thought of the game. You just watched it.
Buzzing that we actually won. It was one of those that I thought, 2-1 up, maybe we're going to win. And they sort of came back instantly, and I was a bit like, here we go. Is this going to be, typical us will draw? This is, 2 points dropped out of our 14 that we can't afford to drop if we want to get in the automatics. And then Enzo just with an absolute, great game for us. Yeah, absolutely unreal game. Practically 3 assists. He got the first one to Rig, which then bounced out to Neil. But then the through ball through for Isidore and a cross at that speed. We had no idea what he was doing. He just had to get something on it. And, of course, it just flew into the back of the net. So get in.
Get in indeed. Let's see. We've got some people in the comments already. Nice to have you all here. David K is in there, says get in, lads. Emma Hansen from SAFC Fan TV's in the house says, well, hello both. Valtteri Varinin. I'd like Isidore to score a shit goal just to make sure he is a human. I like that one.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still a derby because we won, says Harry SAFC. Rode our luck, but the win is everything, says
I think Dave. Charlie's in the comments too, and he's actually at the game right now, isn't he? He's
he's here. He's there. He's every effing where. Isidore. 4 touches, 1 goal.
Yeah.
That's insane, really.
It's Haaland-esque, isn't it?
It doesn't do much, but when he does it, it's beautiful. We are in the last hour of transfer deadline day. 59 minutes to go at the moment as it stands. Well, 57 minutes. I'm looking at the Sky Sports timer on here, so that's 2 minutes behind as well.
I'm just laughing at Coffee Goblin just saying, Charlie, did you have a crutch? Because I noticed that when the guy had his crutch up in the stand as well.
Did somebody celebrate with a crutch? Yeah. There goes his benefits check, I said. Enzo is ridiculous. How have we got him? Have we got anyone else, Conrad? Have you been looking? Have you been keeping an eye on the transfers?
Yeah, nothing's really come up at all. Went a bit quiet, and then someone said Watson's back on, but that was as far as it sort of went. We've not announced anything, and no one's announced. Fulham didn't announce Hume, even though he was playing the game. Brighton haven't announced Watson or said Adingra's on his way. Liverpool and us haven't announced, is it Danns, who's coming as well. So nothing yet. I would imagine that even if they were done, maybe the club decided, let's wait for the game to be over and then we'll drop them. So I think this is probably the time that something would come through.
It's only 3 miles back to the stadium, right? Or I don't know how far the academy is. It's not that far, is it?
Yeah. Well, if you could drive in from Middlesbrough, you probably got half hour, 45 minutes.
No, it'd be quicker than that, surely.
No, I used to live in Middlesbrough, so I know what the journey was. So,
all right, okay, I thought it'd be quicker than that. I've only walked.
I mean, if you've got your foot down, you can probably do it in about 20. So,
yeah, but I mean, it's interesting stuff going on at the moment. I'm just trying to find the people we had rumored. So, what was the last 3 that you sent to me?
Hume to Fulham, but that's obviously really unlikely because he's just played the game for us. So if he was on his way out, he wouldn't have even been there. So that's really unlikely. There was McAtee at Leicester, but I think that was earlier on today. We had a bid knocked back for him. There was Watson and the Adingra saga between us and Brighton, back and forth there. Then there was Danns from Liverpool, I believe, as well. That was the one.
And that one, it almost sounded like they knew that was a sure thing, like we were going to get him on loan. So
it's probably the way we play football that I think, because I think the other options were Blackburn and somebody else. And I think
tell me this is real. I'm seeing pictures on here of Isidore. He's took the corner flag out of Middlesbrough and he's put his shirt on the flag and he's waving his shirt like a flag.
Of course he has, because he's an absolute fucking legend. Yeah, I've seen it on. Hang on, if people want to see, he's the. Look at that sexy French man.
But somebody's got a picture of him actually holding it up, and he's using his shirt as a flag.
Hang on, and I think one of the other players has got a flag.
Yeah, nice.
There you go.
Love this. That's because they made such a big fuss at the start. So just trying to search through transfer stuff going on.
Well, we haven't won there in however long it was. I think one of the commentators said 2005, and I was like, I hope it isn't that one, because that was the 2-0 when we got 15 points in a season. So I'd have liked to have thought we'd have won since then, but possibly not. But anyway, transfers, that's what we're here to talk about. I'll be recording my video very shortly for the review anyway.
Very shortly. You're just going to do it?
I can do it. I can literally just, if you take me off the screen for a few minutes, I could probably do it and get it on without even bothering.
I'm just looking through to try and find anything for the latest. I'm hearing everywhere that this Watson deal is off now, but that's 4 hours ago they're saying about that. 3 million plus McAteer for Tommy Watson, deal or no deal, somebody said on here. I don't think that's
Box 17.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was deal or no deal.
Jayden Danns has reportedly arrived in the northeast earlier today to complete his medical for Sunderland. The 19-year-old is expected to join on loan today, with Sunderland beating Blackburn Rovers in the race. That's by SAFC Echo. But that was 7 hours ago. Surely, if he was doing his medical 7 hours ago, that would have been announced by now.
Yeah, unless he was travelling up or something like that. I didn't really hear the first party sentence there, but
he wasn't listening. Just wasn't listening. We've got 92 people in here at the moment.
Cheers,
if you're new to the channel, don't forget, smash like and subscribe. It's really appreciated. We'll be here to the dying death of deadline day. Even if there's nothing to talk about, we'll be here rambling till the end. Hoping
we'll talk about the game, if nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, what are you hoping to get now? If we don't do business, are you going to be extremely disappointed? I mean, we've had a good window. The fact we've got Enzo, right?
Yeah, I mean, Enzo is an absolute standout player that we've managed to bring in. I would be a little disappointed if we didn't get somebody else in. I mean, even if it's a backup striker, like we were saying with Danns or Dannis, whatever it is, because Abdullahi doesn't look like he's going to be ready anytime soon. And who was the other one that we were potentially after? Adingra. I think he's a great player. He can play on either wing. He would give some real competition, to like Mayenda, to Roberts, to Mundell as well, if you want, if he was out there as well. I struggle to think that he would even want to come to us for 5 months, but you never know. Strangely, I didn't think we'd get Enzo, and here he is, absolutely ripping it up. And honestly, that ball just for the third goal, just absolute chaos across the box for them. They had no chance, and it was we spoke to, was it Mar? The Borough fan on our channel, who was saying Giles has just come back and, he's going to be great. And I'm sure he is, but right now he's an absolute Sunderland legend for that bottom corner finish that he just delivered with like 4 minutes left to go. Yeah,
I mean, he architected that own goal. The architect of that own goal, wasn't he? Because the power he put that in at, there was just no chance. Mm-hmm.
I do have to give a shout out to Dan Neil. I thought Dan Neil had a fantastic game as well. And it really showed that he stepped up again when he not only won the ball back instantly when Borough got it and then just smashed it at goal, got the deflection, yes, but just thought, I've won this back and I'm having it. And just sort of, we said in the Swansea game, we just led the line and just sort of gave that sort of like leadership. And straight away it was like, it didn't feel we were properly into the game until that point. And then when he done that, it was like, right, standards have been set. Let's follow him. We'll follow our captain anyway. And he led us through it.
Well, this is it. The problem we've got now is when you're searching for transfer stuff, you're going to get all the stuff from the game. This is the downside of playing on the same day as transfer deadline day. I did just see a report about somebody was signed from PSG, but not a reliable source. So I'm not even going to mutter that one. It just didn't seem right at all. So
is it Stefan Sessignon in 2010?
Yeah, potentially.
Could be.
Michael Graham has just put up who's Captain Fish Paste on Twitter. He's just put up the video of Isidore doing the waving the flag.
Back in a second.
No problem. If you guys hear anything as well in the chat, please let us know. We're just trying to chase up on the rumors that we've heard and see if anything else comes in. We've no one at the Stadium of Light, not this time. Maybe when the channel's bigger, we'll convince Conrad to go down.
I went down last year, actually.
Not for us, you didn't. Not for us.
No. we weren't a thing back then, and now we're separate. We can't be separated, and we're madly in love with each other.
If anybody is down by the Academy of Lights, please let us know if you're outside. I know there's not just YouTube channels, people hang around outside there to see if they see anything. Let us know in the comments if you're there. It'd be great to hear what's going on, if anything, or if the lights are even still on down there, if anyone's doing business.
Or if the parent door's open.
If the parent door's open.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm missing the comments here, Lords. Ramble away as I'm happy as a pig in shit, says Tim Wolfenden. Oh, we're glad to please you. Thanks, Giles, says Charlie Hodgson. Bergzog's goal should not have counted.
Is that because of the foul on Roberts? Me and Coffee Goblin, who were in the one before, were like the ones who thought it's not a foul, really. Like, you've seen him given, but it's proper soft for me.
Beanburger Man says,
I don't want that to be a foul. If it went for me, I'd be buzzing, but I don't want it to be a foul.
I've had a kick to the shin like that. It can smart a bit, Beanburger Man said, I'd be happy if we don't end up getting a striker. Controversial.
Very.
But he's right.
An opinion.
And nobody's right. That's just what I've been saying. Sunderland are expected, it's on Sky News now, Sunderland are expected to sign 19-year-old Jayden from Liverpool.
Or Jayden Danns.
Yeah, so let's have a quick look at Jayden Danns, shall we?
Did he? I think he scored, correct me if I'm wrong, scored in the Champions League earlier on this season against Rangers.
Is it Danns or is it Danns? Because it's Danns.
Oh, I thought it was Danns, but that just might be me completely lying.
But I've just been... somebody give us our first super chat today, Conrad. How
Did
good
they?
The
That's
first
really
ever
good,
super chat, and it was to stop me saying meffing. He spent £2. He spent £2 to correct me from meffing to mepping. So I carried on with mepping.
I did see that, actually, because I did hear you saying it, that you were going to just try and do it. And then I remember hearing you sort of just casually slip back into it for the rest of the game.
I had mepping. I stuck with mepping all the way through. I did well, I think.
I'm going to have to go back and look. What I did while you were on, of course, is I've uploaded the goals as shorts with your reactions to the channel as well. So goal number 1 and goal number 2 are on the channel. I didn't have time to do the third one because it obviously happened right at the end of the game and we were jumping on here. So we'll have to do that one as well. But if you do need to see the goals again quickly and you don't have anything, they're on our channel as a short. You can just whack it on your phone and have a look as well. And you see Mike's beautiful reaction.
Full service provided from Black Cats TV there. We're doing our best. 2-man army that we are. So he's had his whole career at Liverpool. He's only a young lad, 19 years of age.
Is it Danns? Sorry.
It's Danns. It's Danns. So
yeah, it's Danns.
Yeah. Add an I, it's up to you. As a centre forward, he's
like you adding a double F for Meppin.
It's PH.
Yeah.
You also say Stephen for Stephen.
Steve Ham.
Steve Ham. Anyway, as a centre forward, he's had 31 professional games, 18 goals and 4 assists in them 31 games. That's a pretty good record. I get he's playing in Premier League 2s, but he's also had EFL and FA Cup games, Europa League games in that, and he's had Premier League appearances as well. He's played as a left winger 5 times, a right winger 3 times, a second striker once, and an attacking midfielder once. Again, another utility player.
Someone who can play a Luco 9 of a forward situation.
Yeah. This is a loan, right? We're not going to buy him. But the value apparently is only 800k, so he's cheap. He's cheap.
Yeah, he's cheap, but I think it's one of them that Liverpool will add on potential tax as well.
Oh yeah, about 20 million of it, 30 million.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely not going to be an easy one to do. But I think if we're going in, and I'm going to say a name that we don't like here, but if we're going in with the Burstow tactic of, hey, he can come here and develop, that's all Liverpool will want to hear from it. And given that option, we look at people like Ahmad, who came here and didn't immediately get into the Man United team, but now they look an absolute shadow of themselves when he doesn't even play.
Yeah.
So we can grow players, and our teams, what average age? I don't know what it is every week, but it's got to be in the 23s, 24s. So we're clearly playing the young talent, and that's what teams will want to see from us.
He's another 6 foot striker, probably 6 foot odd if you include his hairstyle.
I'm hoping he's, what we were talking about on our transfer video, which you can go and check out as well. They're all really good. When we were talking about Goebbels,
it is. I checked. It's Goebbels. It is Goebbels.
Not the one you're thinking of, the historians out there, but Willem Goebbels, the one who plays in the Swiss league. He was like a profile striker that we were looking at. He fit the profile of the team rather than he was prolific at goal scoring. I wonder if that's what they've looked at with Danns as well, in terms of how he plays and fits in with the front line as well. We seem to be better at picking a style of player rather than, he's good, let's just get him and shoehorning him in.
Potentially any striker we're looking for now, we're not going to get some massive deal of a crazy striker over the line, I don't think, at this stage. Any striker we're looking at now is backup, right?
The only way we were going to get a huge signing with money was if Watson got done earlier on in the day, and we literally just threw the money back out at somebody else who was on our radar. It's too late now to be doing that. But I mean, I'm not saying that even if this Watson deal doesn't go ahead, that we're not talking to them about, you can come back in summer and we'll entertain the offers then, and see how he develops then. Because it wasn't just Brighton was the most concrete one, but I'm sure we got linked with other teams who were looking at him today as well, but didn't necessarily bid. I don't know if it was Villa or West Ham or something, but Brighton were the ones who were literally, we want him. And look at what Brighton do with getting players out of nowhere and then putting them through and selling them for 100 million to Chelsea a time.
Yeah. So, I mean, Danns is just going to be a straight loan, right? It's not going to be a case of we're keeping him. It's going to be a burst or a kind of thing where we're just going to have him as long as we need for this season. It's not one of these future investment ones as such.
No, it's very much this is a sort of a thing we need now, and it's not going to be. Maybe it's one of those that he does well or does all right, and we get him again on loan next season, and we sort of maybe put in a deal with it, a bit like we did with Isidore. Conrad, I got my 2 quid's worth. Mike never put a foot wrong in the second half as regard to Meppin. Oh, very good, very good. And that was it Colin who did the £2, I assume.
That's it. Yeah, but he set a precedent now, so that's £2 a half every single game, Colin. So that's £4 a game you've got to pay me.
just not to say Meppin.
My brother's in the house. Spent. That's my brother. Says Danns. Yes, that's who we're talking about at the moment. The young lad on loan from Liverpool. No scarf picture or anything like that yet, but sounds like a done deal.
It pretty much does from the one you were saying there. Was it Sky Sports had put out that they understood it was going to be, a proper one there. I see Alan Rowland's got the wrong Goebbels that we're talking about there, not the not the one from the Swiss League. Goebbels, Minister for Propaganda, would have been a shit striker because he had a gammy leg. Well, yeah, that's very true. You know your history, Alan.
But it might have been good for propaganda if we needed it.
Yeah. Honestly,
he would have never painted that black cat's bar black and white.
Yeah, our Instagram and Twitter feeds would have been full of absolute worldy propaganda videos of being a Sunderland fan. Why are we talking about this? Can we move on to the actual transfers?
Burnley have signed Marcus Edwards on loan from Sporting.
I didn't want him anyway.
You really did, and so did I. So that's
didn't want him anyway.
He's made a mistake of going to Burnley instead.
Go there and enjoy your 15-0-0 draws in a row, mate.
I live in Burnley, so I can shout abuse at him. So don't worry, I've got you all covered for that one. He's made a mistake and gone to the wrong team, but he would have been a good one.
Charlie's saying it's a done deal. He's making his debut against Watford. I assume he's talking about Danns. That'll be coming in. How are you doing this, Charlie? You're at the Riverside.
He's plugged into the net.
Yeah.
He is a machine.
He's got it on.
So, let's just keep looking and scratching the surface of things. Do you think we're going to get anyone else? Is that going to be it?
I think probably Dan's is probably done now. If you look at the deals that we've done, Enzo, absolutely unreal. We've got Isidore permanently and on a really cheap fee as well. I don't know if you watched Sunderland Fan TV yesterday, but we were talking about the Isidore deal and why have we done it now when this money could be used on a different striker, when we could have just bought him at the end of the season. Most of these loan deals end in June. So the loan agreement's all the way till then. So you can't buy anyone until July. The deal's up in July. They could then name their price for Isidore. And if he's done really well and they know we want him, they're more likely to go, actually, you were willing to pay 13 million for Cannon. Can we have 13 million now?
Yeah,
whereas
exactly,
at the moment, we have an agreement in place for a set amount. And we've clearly gone, yep, let's do it. Let's just pull the trigger on it. And this January, we've clearly shown as well, we're not tight on the purse strings. We might have been for a couple of years, but when it actually came down to these sort of, throwing money at Diaz and Cannon, we were willing to go, all right, we'll do it. We'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Just interesting. Charlie lives in Borough. I used to live in Borough. How unfortunate for you.
Chris Minton says, hello from Tokyo.
Wow.
Did Watson
What time's it there?
No, he's not gone. Watson's not. As far as we know, Watson's not gone at the moment.
No.
But we're getting a late report here. Well, 4 hours ago, it was reported that it continues as Brighton and Sunderland refuse to give up. So we'll see on that one.
I think we're being very, very good at making sure that we try and get someone in for him. And the only way we're probably going to do that is if it's the same club giving us a player instead of going to somebody else and risking the deal fall apart. Hence why we're going for Adingra there. Chris Minton says it's 7:20. He got up at 5 to watch us smash the Borough. That's dedication. Dedication right there.
Excellent. I mean, at least it was worth getting up for, right? If you'd have got up and we hadn't, that'd have been much more disappointing.
I mean, the first 20 minutes, I thought it was going to be that way. I'm not going to lie.
I'm just looking through here to try and see if I can find anything else at the moment. It's hard to filter out from game stuff at the moment.
Well, I mean, I want to ask the comments because we've got 226 people watching at the moment on here. So thank you all. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. It really helps us out. Would you be happy with the Watson deal? The one that we saw last was Watson goes for 8.5 million with some add-ons. Potentially Adingra coming on loan to us for the rest of the season. Are you all happy with that? Because I was more looking at it as he's played 3 games for us and we're getting what at the time was rumoured to be 12 million, but I think we've taken a bit less to get some future deals in place and also the Adingra deal across the line. Are you happy with that as a sort of potential deal? Coffee Goblins just put, if Adingra comes in, then yes. Sunderland Echo reporting deals now more strict for EFL clubs with only a 15-minute extension allowed as maximum. Ian Wilkinson says, hell yes. So I think people seem to be happy with it.
But the extension, the 15-minute extension, that only applies to getting that initial paperwork in, right? You've still got time. Yeah. If you got that initial paperwork in, you've got time till the next day.
I thought you could book, do you remember unfortunately we have to talk about the Grigg deal, the Will Grigg deal, where we put that paperwork in and then we didn't even announce it till 7:00 in the morning the next day. But I think it gave them 2 hours extra, to do the deal.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sure it's just like the first set of paperwork you've got to get in there. I retract my previous statement. He is no longer my brother. He said, don't rate Watson. But don't worry, because he's a Bolton fan, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't know ball.
100%, I think Watson looked fine when he played, but we are living for the nostalgia of the Stoke game. Take the money and replacement if possible. To be honest, I'm kind of with Jamie on that. I think he's a good player. I think when he runs at them, he's great. He's a good option to have, and I think he could develop into a great player. But if you're talking 13 million, what I've heard rumours of the last
3 games.
And he's pure profit, right?
Yeah, pure profit because he's been with us and he's apparently a Sunderland fan. Boyhood. He's come all the way through the academy.
I'm shocked that this regime haven't snapped the hand off.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Even at 8.5 million, that's still, you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think they expected it to probably happen. I know there was murmurs of it towards the end of the transfer window in August that Watson could be on his way out, and we held firm at that point there. But they've clearly come in and gone, we actually really want him. So, and we probably didn't want to sell him. So the best thing we could do is just name ridiculous prices or ridiculous players back in the other way and just go, all right then.
But then when somebody comes back to pay that, you've got to kind of honour it. John Pemberton, hi lads, great show and great result tonight. Can you say hi to Ronnie D and Johnny P? Cheers, lads. Well, we just did. Hi, Ronnie D.
Ronnie
hi,
D
Johnny
and Johnny P.
It does sound
they have
like
to go everywhere together.
It's
like
Ronnie and Johnny.
Yeah.
It does sound like it's
Ronnie and Johnny.
Yeah. They're going to use that soundbite for something. I don't know. Can't wait for Lafie on for Rig. Yeah, you mean using him in the centre, Ian? Yeah, definitely. When Mundle becomes fit, I don't think.
I mean, I can't wait to have Mundle back as well, and that's just because of how good Mundle was. But
Brighton
yeah, Enzo's doing an absolute job.
Stefanos Tsimas for 20 million or something like that. I'm wondering if Brighton getting a big money signing means that deal.
Where does Stefan Adima play? That position?
I don't know. It went off the screen very quickly. Let's have a quick look. Oh, you're going to have a look? Okay, you have a look.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
If Watson wants away, it's key for me. I'd like him to stay. We need him and Mundle. Steve says he's good, but we could cash in. He's not in Riggs and Bellingham's class. See, I don't know if Rigg needs a rest, but he's just not been the same since his injury. Juventus have signed Newcastle's Lloyd Kelly on loan. Oh, what's the world coming to when Juventus are loaning players from Newcastle?
I don't even think he plays that much for Newcastle. What's this guy called? Stefan Adima, you were saying?
I don't know. It sounds like a condition.
Yeah.
I've got a terrible Stefan Adima.
Yeah. So on Brighton's page at the minute, they've got Ed Turns has gone out to loan Exeter. Evan Ferguson has gone to West Ham. And then, Stefanos has joined them earlier on. But nothing much further than that there. He joined like 12 hours ago. So that's... oh, God, no wonder I couldn't find his name because I thought he said like Stefanos Adima, but his name begins with TZ.
Yeah, Tzima or something like that.
Tzima, yeah. But anyway, he signed from a Bundesliga 2 side. So where does he play?
Still not seeing any new news coming in. I am keeping an eye, guys. Val says it's crazy how obvious it is that Lafie is the best player on the pitch, even though he is so limited on the left. You find he wasn't passed too much in that first half, was he?
No, it was all coming down Robert's side for the first 20, 25 minutes. And then did you see his running nutmeg on Luke Ayling? And it just seemed to that was it. He was in the game after that.
Yeah. Bit of respect and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. In the slow motion, you even saw Ayling go like, oh, as he turned round, like I've been absolutely done here. And it was one of those. Tizima's a forward.
Right. Okay.
So says pure striker though. So yeah, that's probably in place of Ferguson.
Yeah. We're linked.
I said Kenwyn Jones there, but it says Kenwyn Jack.
We're linked with Adam comments. Armstrong, says Charlie Hodgson. We
don't
talked
want him
about Adam,
Borough.
Haven't we?
No, he's a Newcastle fan, sorry, don't want him.
Yeah,
we've been there with Chopra.
I don't understand. It doesn't appeal to me at all. I'm looking at him now. Let's pull his stats up. For all.
If you had to pick a striker from Southampton and someone was offering me Armstrong or Archer, I would take Archer any day.
20 games in the Premier League this season, 1,254 minutes, 2 goals, 2 assists.
Is that Armstrong?
Yeah, I'll stick with Isidore Mienda. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
There's no point bringing in an old vet if he's not even going to provide anything. I'd rather have one last dance to fall for the third time.
James Dale, Armstrong can piss off. I think, that probably sums it up the best, actually. Just, you can do one. It's a bit like Akpom not wanting to come to us because he played for Borough.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look when all these different transfers are coming up. I'm trying to see if any names come up. Did find that interesting though. Dodds has took the reins at Wickham starting next week. At the same time, we've recalled Bishop and sent him off to Cambridge. Did Dodds not want him?
Interesting. I don't know, and maybe Dodds knew him, but yeah, it's. I thought that when I was looking at, you thought, why have you pulled a player out of Wickham? But unless he wasn't playing, unless he just wasn't getting the game time, and they thought, well, actually, we'll loan him down to somebody lower. Do you know what I mean? And trying it out. So I wonder if it's that really.
Yeah. I'm missing loads of comments here. Sorry, guys. If you have a question or something urgent, please feel free to use block capitals or the super chat or anything like that, because I will miss it. There's 275 you in here. That's absolutely crazy. Thank you for being here. 30. If you're new at the channel, smash the like button. With that many people, we should easily get past 100 likes, and hit the subscribe. Absolutely free to do so. We don't want anything else off you, just your attention. John Boy says, hi, Mike. Charlie says, Armstrong is an ex-Magpie. Yeah, I think you mentioned that. Chris Minton says, over in Japan, Brighton's Karu Mitoma is popular, so they might see Watson as a replacement. Also, Juventus loaned that Spanish kid, Hamir. I'd rather Isidore Mienda. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not disappointed if we don't get a striker. But Roberts was on fire today, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's the position I would have recruited for, but he was on the ball today.
He certainly worked his way into the game. I didn't think much of him right at the start, but after he sort of seemed to get a bit of a chip on his shoulder following the foul, didn't he? The not foul for the first goal, and then after that, he was all there. Cabby's in. Hello.
Macam Cabby in the house. How you doing, Macam Cabby? Good to see you. Let us know if you've heard anything you've got from your contacts.
Colin H was saying that Ian Hart's daughter is going out with Tommy Watson as well. So Ian Hart loves to drag players away from Sunderland, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. He does, for all the wrong reasons. Daniel 100 predictions for the end of the season, lads. First, top of the league. Second, realistically, but first in my heart, second in my head. Whereas Mr. Negativity over here will give you another prediction.
I really want to say second. I really do. And I'm gonna second. We're gonna do it.
The heart is second. What's the head?
Yeah. We've just we said yesterday we were going to get 51 points was available, and we're going to get all 51 and finish on 106. So we've done the first three, so only 48 to go.
Yeah, that's it. L12 Bong says, first double win home and away over the Borough since 1962.
Jeez. Am I right? Someone said, I think that it was our first win at the Riverside since 2005 when Tommy Miller and Julio Arca scored for us.
Yeah.
And Nosworthy, do you remember I showed you that video? Nosworthy did that pass, like on the halfway line all the way out to the corner flag. But no pressure, just fired it out for a corner for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find that as a short and put it back on, because it's worth watching every time it comes up. Just McCarthy going, what the fuck are you doing?
Hull have signed John Egan from... that's crazy. Anyway, Val, Roberts needs competition, though. Not convinced by Feveda at all. Oh, my God.
Oh, when he fell over the ball.
What an opportunity to redeem yourself from your 3-minute injury woes. Yeah. And you just fluff it. You got tackled by no one again.
But did you notice, though, within that 40-second passage of play, Sirkin fell over, they nearly scored. 2 Borough players randomly fell over, and that allowed Poveda to get it. And then he fell over as well. Like, everyone at that point was just tripping over themselves. But, Charlie's just said he got sniped. That's what happened to him. Someone shot him from the stand. When it rolled it to him, I thought, just slot it in. Just slot it in, and everyone's going to be like, oh, he's all right, this Poveda, you got good on it. And he just stumbled on the ball, and it was just like, oh, for God's sake. It's the school shoes.
We need to tighten up at the back, says Macam Cabby. John Boy says, Mike, I got a question for you, Mike. If we go up, we need a striker. Do we need a striker if we go up? I think we shouldn't be desperately trying to get some striker now. We've got Mienda, we've got, Isidore, and we've got other players that can technically play there. I'm not in a rush. I'd rather wait till say we're now going to be a Premier League team because you will attract the better caliber. So that's my thoughts on that. Akpom didn't come to us because he wanted Champions League football. Well, next year.
I want to go on a date with Sydney Sweeney, but it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Wait for his wife's hand to just come across the back of his head now.
Yeah, thankfully she's upstairs asleep.
Why didn't Poveda just hit it first time? It was an open goal. Exactly, Alan. Exactly. Brighton are working on a last-minute deal for Watson, says Mackham Cabby.
I wonder if they can't get the Adingra thing on it, so I wonder if it's like they're just working on finances now and making it worth our time, because if we can't get a replacement in, they have to make it financially, beneficial for us. We can't just go, oh yeah, we'll just have a player less over there. I know you've got Enzo. If we were doing this a few days ago, I wouldn't have let Ashish go if we were going to let Watson go. Yeah,
the move is still on, he is saying. So hopefully. We shall see. Interesting, because it was it Fabrizio Romano that said it wasn't on? And he's usually pretty accurate, but, everyone gets stuff wrong, especially when it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah. Well, he was the one who said Ahmad was a done deal at one point, and then 5 minutes later went, actually, it's not a done deal.
Yeah, he went back on his own statement. So.
Yeah, but things change in football from a minute, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was on at one point and then someone else went, actually, no, we're not going to do it. Alan Gardner's put Mayenda is nowhere near good enough for the Premier League. He might get better. I mean, last season we wouldn't have even said he was good enough to play for us at all, and this season he's got our most goal contributions so far. So you never know; he might get better.
We develop. SAF Echo still saying that the deal's off. So I found the post for Fabrizio Romano. That was 6 hours ago mine. So Mackham Cabby could be on the money here, but he said Sunderland turned down a £13 million package bid from Brighton for Tommy Watson. Deal off. Discussions also took place for Simon Adingra on loan as part of the deal, but it won't happen. So yeah, maybe if they're not giving up, maybe they're going to come back. Maybe we can squeeze them for as much money we got squeezed for Greg.
Who was it just put it on there? Mac 1 just put on saying, if Brighton are that desperate, we need to stick another 5 million on it.
100%. 100%.
We're only
you don't give us that replacement.
Selling him. Yeah,
add an extra 5.
It's only us that suffers, really, because we've got a player less. And let's say Mundell, touchwood, gets injured again, or Enzo goes down, and suddenly we're like, well, hang on, we had a bloody decent left mid who was going to play there, and all of a sudden you're sitting there going, Poveda, can you get some studs on and actually see if you can stand up?
Yeah. David Thubrun says, top show, guys. Lafia is another level, man. Isidore Mayenda can take us up. Cheers from North Devon. Definitely. I think the team we've got should be easily taking us up. We've just got them stupid slip-ups that we have, like Portsmouth and stuff like that, where we're dropping points that we really shouldn't be. But as other players get fit, I really do think that Mundell, as long as he comes back from injury the same way he left, could be the key to unlocking a high-scoring team, because you instantly push Enzo into the centre. We can see that he can pick out a pinpoint pass, and that's what Isidore needs. He doesn't need loads of touches. He just needs that pass in that perfect place. I
hope it's time. Like the best moment I still think of Mundell is he wasn't involved in the game that much against Luton away, but all he had to do was just pick up the ball and he just drove across the back line, just fired it in the far corner from not really being involved. And it just shows that I think he might have been rattled before, like a couple of tackles and that, and it was just this anger in him. So I hope that comes back, that he's just like, I'll fucking show you, like, and straight back in and almost go like, just his directness and his willingness to score and assist, just everything we need, really.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a shame to not. I mean, it's a big statement getting him. It's a shame we haven't made a couple of the others, like Edwards and stuff, come off, because that'd have been even a bigger statement to have a few players of that caliber.
Marcus Edwards as well. If we'd have got, any of these strikers that we were after as well.
Inside Football is reporting the same as Mackham Cabby just said. Move is still on. Brighton push for winger Tommy Watson. They reported that at 10:37 That's Inside Football, FUTBOL.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how reliable. We're just, reading it. It is what it is. According to journalist, it's still on according to journalist Pete O'Rourke. So yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen his well, he's just done that 11 minutes ago. Brighton are working a deal to beat the clock to seal the move. And then as of 22:38, so 2 minutes ago, he's tweeted out saying, now looking like the deal is off again, despite Brighton's desire to sign Watson, as no time for Sunderland to find a suitable replacement. So maybe we're doing the hardball of, well, if we can't have anyone, you're not having him, full stop, hoping that they'll go, is an extra bit of cash. Can you... Yeah. I'd rather not sell him. If we can't get somebody in, I'd rather not sell him at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That option's still going to be there in summer. Yeah, it might not be as much money, but it's what we said all the way through January. I don't want to scupper ourselves just to make a bit of money now. Granted, Watson might not necessarily play as much because Mundell will be there, Enzo will be there, and if Riggs fit and Mayenda and Roberts on that side.
Yeah.
But he's a great option for us. And his directness and his raw talent just gives us something that little bit different. And what was it, the Stoke game? Just everyone else was like, all right, we've just conceded, let's go on. And he was like, fuck this, 1-1, just straight off and then, straight back in it there. Have you been caught? Have you been raided by the police? The lights have come on.
Where's the light just come on?
And he just went, you looked up like that and the light seemed to sort of shine.
Oh, no,
it's just like you've been raided.
All right, okay. No, it's the missus. She's just using... cooking. Anyway, in my studio, clearly, because that's where we have our kitchen. Colin H says Tommy seems to be made of Weetabix at times, which is true. I mean, I was
just watching a video of a Middlesbrough fan getting dragged out by 3 stewards, and I literally mean dragged out by 3 stewards as the Sunderland fans wave him off.
Nice. It's true, though, what Colin's saying, he's made of Weetabix. We've got a good track record of selling players who are injury prone at the right time for the right amount of money.
Well, isn't this? I mean, I don't know. I can't claim to know his injuries from before this, but that was his first proper one, and didn't he actually did a bit of damage to his ankle, didn't he? But just as he started to come good, but yeah, we like you say, we've got a good record of going. Actually, yeah. Do you want Ross Stewart for 10 million? He's an absolute steal, and then never plays a minute for them.
Yeah.
So.
Well. What's happening with Danns, Arthur said, as far as we know, that is still happening. Not being announced by the club yet, but as far as we know, that is on.
It was about 20 minutes ago. Sky said it was pretty much agreed. Yeah.
So as far as we know, Danns is on loan from Liverpool. That's going to be happening.
Yeah.
Imagine if Donald and Salmon Pants got these offers for our players. What a transformation this club has gone through in 3 years. They'd have sold them all 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I know. They'd have sold them for, a couple of quid, just not doing anything there. We've nearly got 400 people watching, 375. So if anyone hasn't subscribed, can you please do so? Because it really helps us out. Leave a like on this video.
It's free. It's free. Oh, we've got something else to do. I totally forgot.
Did anyone get the score right, though?
I don't know, but it's irrelevant. We've got to give away our shirt anyway.
Yes, for you, the Black Cats, hashtag Black Cats TV, wasn't it? Yes.
Let me just, you pad, talk about transfers. Well, I set this up.
So, who's your favourite transfer ever, guys?
That's terrible padding. Mine's about Stefan current Sessignon. Events.
Yeah, mine's Stefan Sessignon. Well, as I think, who was it just put in there? I'm going to have to read this name out, but Sexy Ian with 2 eyes has put the Watson movies off. But yeah, that's what Peter O'Rourke's Twitter was just saying as well. Danny PUFC, deadline of 15 minutes. Assume we're not doing any business apart from Danns. That's the one that we keep hearing about, and potentially Watson going out, but they just said Watson looks to be off. Tony Emerson says, sign my grandson, he's 4. Right, sorry guys, I'm going to have to do this. Sign my grandson, he's 14, top goal scorer for South Shields, what a prospect. Willian and Diego Costa, these comments are coming in too fast, man. Willian and Diego Costa, both free agents. Let's get him in and turn the clock back 10 years and get promoted for sure. QWERTY just says Enzo. If you're talking about the game just on, I agree. David K said he's a striker. Jordan, we need a new right winger. Roberts doesn't convince me. I'm inclined to agree with that one. Jim Buck, the Mags are closing in on. No, I'm not reading that. Nearly got me. Nearly.
I don't know what it said, but I'm sure.
Oh,
it was,
yeah.
colourful.
Go and look at Jim Buck. Well played. You nearly had me there. Steve Royal watching from Panama. Great win tonight. Great show. L12 Bong says Abdullah Bar expected to join League Two side. I'm hoping that's not well, it's just a League Two side on loan. I'm just going to go with that one there. Chris Minton says his favourite was Bent. I bet it was. Oh, the transfer. Alan Gardner, Super Kev for 350. David Case, a striker. Conrad. Emma says, sexy specs. Haha, thank you. Mac1 says, Pop Robson twice, lol. I don't understand half these things. Are these young person things? Billy Black, why does my blood pressure go up when Patterson has the ball at his feet? It's so true. Every time. Michael, latest from Sky Sports, Keith Downey. Brighton have made a last push to sign Tommy Watson from Sunderland, but have run out of time. The forward has travelled south for talks, and a deal looks very close. When did he put that out, Michael? Because we had Twitter, Peter O'Rourke was about 5 minutes ago saying it looked to be off. I heard we'll only sell Watson if we can re-sign Adam Johnson on a free. Mike's just not even entertaining that one. There he is. He's now realising what I said.
No, I'm not realising what you said. I'm trying to get this comment picker to work so we can pick a winner for our shirts.
We can all agree Enzo is different gravy and we need to go up and get him on a permanent. Otherwise, it'll be very sad. Yep. I'll be very sad. Niall Quinn is the best signing we've ever made. Last 2 minutes, he said that they have run out of time. Right. That's the one about Keith Downey saying they still want Watson, but they're running out of time to do anything. It makes sense, though, doesn't it, that we wouldn't just do it and just leave ourselves short a player. Do you know what I mean? That we like if we weren't going to get a replacement in, then I think it makes sense to just sort of go, nope, you're not having him at this point. And there was comments earlier on in our shorts and other videos going, it actually is a real statement from us to just not take the money and just sort of go, oh, actually we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. We've actually gone, no, we don't need it. We're all right. We are concentrating more on the team and how we're going to be going forward this season rather than what does our bank balance look like. So,
yeah.
Just under 15 minutes ago, John Boy 5464 says, Mike, do you go to the game?
When I can, but I'm quite far away, so I'd rather do commentary for everyone.
Yeah. And it was very good commentary, if I do say so.
Dedication to the cause, right? I think I'm almost here. So here we go. Yes, we've got to pick me a winner.
Right. Are you going to show them what they're winning for? So the people who are in it, of course, what could they win? Is it next to you in a packet somewhere? No. Yes. No.
Yes. Yeah. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to do one thing at a time here. Honestly, God. Can't get
Mac one says a Sorrentino purely for Shearer's penalty save. So I'm guessing Tommy Sorensen. Yeah, I'd have to. That's a decent one there. That touch from Lefebvre that led him to pass to get past the defender was the best thing I've seen since Cantona. It was almost as good as his. Was it the touch in the first half when he megsed Ayling as well? Emma Hansen saying, "Here's one for you, Mike. If no one else comes in, will we still go up?"
If no, yes, definitely. I think as long as Mundell comes fit and we've got Lafille playing through the middle. Right. Let me grab this shirt.
What does everyone else think? No more signings. Let's say we don't get anyone in. Danns doesn't come in. Watson doesn't go. Are we going up with the team that we've got right now? And if so, what position? Playoffs, top two, David Joblin, Watson's not going to Brighton. Yeah, looks that way. Colin H, Conrad and Mike, if Tommy doesn't leave, what do you think his attitude will be given he's only a kid? Well, I'm hoping his attitude will be, I've got plenty of time left to go, and it'll always be on again in summer. But the fact that his agent's Ian Hart, it's probably going to be that he's kicking off and demanded to move by May.
Right, we're giving away the XL away shirt from LU Soccer. Can you see the screen, Conrad?
Yep.
Can you see it now?
I can indeed.
Can you see Morris Marriott on there?
I can
That's
see
good.
Andy
Right,
Clark 14. I can see
because
Charlie
I can't see
Hodgson.
the screen because usually I've got two, but I've got the transfers up. So we're just going to click this once. It's a raffle style picker. These are all the names that commented the right thing in the transfer video that we were referring to, and we'll see who wins this. You ready? Drum
Go for
roll. Do something.
It's a very quiet one because I've got kids asleep.
Hang on, it's not working.
Oh, fuck, Jesus. There you go. Press start.
It wants the capture again. That's why. It wants to know I'm not a robot.
Oh, God. I am not a robot.
robot.
Andy H says top 2 for me. Coffee Goblin says second, depending on injuries. Emma says we could get playoffs. Not sure we would go up, just thinking injuries we may get. I think after tonight we become favourites for second. Leeds will run away with it, says Alan Gardner. Going back to the transfer one, someone said the best transfer we've ever done is swapping Defoe for Altidore, which, yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Technical issues there for Mike. Tony Emerson, Danns is a must.
It worked before I shared the screen.
Hutchinski, what have I missed? How many have we signed? Well, you've missed a lot. We've signed no one, and no one's gone anywhere. But we've had a great chat talking about it. David K, I thought Whittaker for 8 million was crap, lads. Yeah, I didn't think much of him in this game, which I was a little bit worried about him because he played well in the game down at Home Park when we played there. Where is Dan, says John Boy. I'm open travelling, or they're doing, all the scarf pictures and that by the parent doors and what have you. Still much more likely for playoffs, says David Brown. How do I join this Givey, says QWERTY1. Well, this one's done now. It was a couple of weeks ago. We did a transfer video, and you had to put in the comments of it there, hashtag BlackCatsTV. And I don't know how many people have joined in, Mike, while you're struggling with life there.
There's like 30-odd people at the moment.
30-odd people, so,
And I've got a wheel, and hopefully it's going to work this time. I don't even know. Can you see me? Can you see a screen? Can you see anything?
I can see you. I can see me. Nothing else. It's our normal thing at the moment.
I'm used
this is
to
what 350 people are tuning in for right now to see us struggle with technology.
There we go. Here we go. Right, it's got to spin. It better spin. Ready? Can you see it?
Spin. I can see it.
Is it spinning?
Yeah, but it's really small, but okay.
There we go.
That's what she said.
The winner is Cole Pemberton. Hashtag BlackCatsTV. Good show, lads. At Cole Pemberton. Get in touch with the channel. You've won an extra large third team kit. I'm not doing any more of them until I
There's me
looking
angry.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was stressful.
It'll be all right
wasn't
tonight. There's like 8 minutes even of transfer deadline. Zach Lovins returns to Millwall from Rangers undisclosed fee. Have we got anything else going on here?
Roki S says sign Giles as a new striker. I agree. It was a lethal finish from the lad.
It was definitely. He reacted quicker than Rig did in the box.
My ender went to near post though. That was why. So he freed up the space. Topsy T83 Leeds got a tough run and have lots of away games to play as well. 5 points is nothing to claw back from 16 games. And then QWERTY sings, "Oh well, we've got Enzo Lafay."
Yeah, it's a good transfer window no matter what. But I mean, we'll hold out to the end and see if there's any last minute deals announced or anything.
We'll see
like
if anything
that.
goes on for about half an hour afterwards or something.
361 of you in here, though. It's really appreciate you being here. Please consider hitting like, subscribe. We do reviews, previews, random crappy games and news, and live commentaries for the games.
Yeah.
And we've got loads of contents planned as well, upcoming. And as we grow and get bigger, we plan to take people to the Stadium Light, the hospitality suite, and all sorts. So don't miss any of that. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, make us mahusif.
Yeah. Mac one put Lafay assist. He actually got 2 assists, didn't he? Technically, he got the own goal assist and the assist through ball for Isidore. I kind of want to count an assist for Dan Neil because he played the ball to Rig. Shot bounced out, but I don't think I can count that one there. Topsy T, as always, lads, another good one. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're just waiting now, just literally if the club are going to announce that Danns is signed in or if Watson's definitely on his way out. You would imagine the club would be the ones who would be, putting it out there. But
I'm annoyed. Speakman didn't reply to my email. I sent him a signing suggestion. He was on a free. He wouldn't take it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm enjoying Sunderland Instagram seem to be more concerned about putting out videos of us celebrating at the Riverside, and my end of doing the thing he did at Derby where he runs out and goes like that to all the crowd. So seems to be
he's won over the crowd straight away, hasn't he?
Oh, aye. Well,
Middlesbrough got that Kalichi guy.
Ian Atcho.
Just before, he got them just before, didn't he?
The one from Man City and Leicester.
Yeah, I'm just trying to...
Brighton are
Alex Gilbert, weren't we tipped for him at one point?
I don't know who that is. Sorry. Coffee Goblin says, can we buy that lovely Black Cat t-shirt, Mike? The specific one you're wearing with sweat and everything.
We've got the facility to do that, but we've not done it yet because we were waiting for the channel to get kind of bigger. If it's something you want, I could certainly sort you a link out for that. I'll put a link to the t-shirt or something on our community page. So keep an eye on that and I'll find a link. It's going to be done through my shop that I've set up for my other thing. So you'll have to bear with me for now. But yeah, if you want it, I can sort it. Las Palmas Macam in the house.
It wasn't first comment. Oh, that's a different channel.
Yeah. I just had to say it because,
yeah. 3 home
Watson won't go if we don't get a replacement. So I reckon he's staying. Maybe it's the replacement they're working on.
I don't know.
In this last 4 minutes.
That's why I think the Adingra thing was a good shout earlier on, because we clearly didn't go, right, let's find a left wing from another team. We clearly went, all right, we'll have one of your players then. Like if you're working on this deal anyway, you may as well work on it a bit for us. I know. You think I don't know that?
Just bald.
Just bald. Just bald. Yeah.
Maybe what's holding the Watson deal off is Brighton might be reluctant to give us the geezer on the loan. Can't remember his name. Yeah, I mean, I think that is the issue, and maybe they're coming back with a higher money offer. Maybe we just don't want to sell him. Maybe we just think it's not the right time. So we'll still see. I really want to see Lafie in the centre, liking up close with Isidore Meander on the left would be dangerous. Definitely. I mean, Roberts did really well today as well, to be fair. I think Mundle, Lafie and Roberts with Job, and you got it, Neil behind them, Rig on the bench. And that's rare from me because I've never been Neil's biggest fan, but he did brilliantly today. Couldn't drop him after that.
Yeah.
That Brighton player doesn't want to move to the Championship. But if he's not getting game time, surely he wants game time. It's not a permanent move. It's a loan.
Yeah.
Honestly. Mundle will be on the bench versus Watford training on grass. There we go. Mundle is coming back. I hope he comes back the way he left.
I hope so.
Not limping, but
Yeah, I was about to say. I hope he comes back the player that we had against Burnley, Portsmouth, and Plymouth. Yeah. 3 goals in 3 games.
Ekwaz put the fear in me because he was doing brilliant. He got a dead leg and he came back and he was just never the same. And it really it's put that fear in me.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that one. That's the under 21s. Just keeping an eye on the news here, trying to see if there's anything last minute. Have you seen the deadline day clock on Sky now? They've got the milliseconds going and everything, trying to make it as dramatic as possible.
Nothing else on the Instagrams or the X's or anything from the club or even Brighton.
But I mean, this is one of those things, though. I mean, we've had it before, haven't we? Where it seems like nothing's done, and then all of a sudden, next morning, he's like announced 3 players. You remember when we got Pembele and Rusin and who else was it at the same time? It was like 3 that like where the hell did these suddenly come from?
We did that on the summer transfer window. We got Meppen, Abdullahi, Samed, and somebody else was a last minute deal as well. I can't remember who it was.
I think they've just got better at plugging the leaks.
We've got Alexic, Samed, Abdullahi, and Meppen were all last minute deals.
Oh, there we go. Cole's already emailed about the shirt, so we're in touch.
There you go.
Nice one, Cole. Just send us your address. And I can't hand deliver it, even though you live where most of my family lives. But I can't hand deliver it because that's a bit of a trek for me. But we'll get it posted out to you if you send me your full postal address, buddy. Thank you very much. If you're listening, I'll also reply to the email in case you're not. 357. How many likes have we got, Conrad?
I will check it out now for you while you pad.
Check it out now.
By the way, it's now 11 o'clock. The transfer window has slammed shut.
But we will wait with bated breath to see if there's anything else coming. Macam Cabby says, right, I'm off. Great show, lads. Great show, folks. Sorry, not lads. Good night.
We're on 149, so we're one away from 50.
David Walker says, hi, lads. Hopefully we don't have to wait till 1:30 for announcements like the last window. We won't be here. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to go to work,
Same.
so you've no chance.
It's a 11:30 finish for me, yeah.
Wasn't Barini last minute? I can't remember. Was that last minute one?
I don't know. It depends which time. Because we think we got him on loan, and then we went, let's get him again.
I assume he's talking about the loan time.
Yeah, it seemed to be towards the end of the window, if I remember rightly. And then he didn't play that much, and then he obviously scored against Newcastle and never looked back.
There we go. Deadline day is closed to confirm transfer around Europe. We'll give it that 15 minutes because we said there's a 15-minute leeway, so we'll at least give it that to see if there's anything else. But, I mean, if that's all the business, Conrad, are you happy? Are you still confident?
Yeah, I am. I still think we'll do well, especially if we hold on to Watson. It was mainly, we were talking about, we didn't want to sell anyone. You know, that was the thing and scupper our chances. So, yeah, it's a bit of we know he kind of wants out. But I think the way our team's set up, we're still going to be good to go, well, you still play here for 5 months, develop, and we'll let you go in the summer. So I don't see it being a bad one, really. And especially when you've got Enzo in and you've made Isidore permanent, I don't think you can moan at that as a window.
Yeah. QWERTY said, has Dan's been announced? John Miller said no. I don't think it's officially been announced, but Sky Sports seem to think it's a done deal. So they might know more than us at this stage. But the club haven't put a scarf picture up or anything like that at this stage.
Yeah.
It might just be announced in the morning. They might decide to do that. Just to wind those people up who stay up late.
I'm sure Greg got announced like midday the next day when he was in, so it'll clearly be right until the very end, that one.
Colin says, thanks very much for tonight, lads. Really enjoyed it. And here's to the next live stream. Who are the lads? Yeah, cheers, I mean, Colin. Love the numbers tonight. I mean, that's been absolutely amazing. There's like 350 of you in here. That's insane. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And you keep coming, we'll keep doing it. That sounded a bit wrong, didn't it?
Did, yeah.
Still not seeing anything extra here. Anyone? We've got 340 people still in here. Is nobody down at the academy? Come on.
That's what Emma's just put. Anyone at the academy alight, any lights on? That's what Emma's just put in the chat as well.
Feel free to go down there, Emma. We'll even get you a Black Cats TV t-shirt if you want to come over to the dark side. We'll poach you. Greg was rubbish, more like Greg's.
Yep. Do you remember when he missed a sitter against it? Was like Gillingham or something, like his second game, and then we had to give him a penalty 5 games in to even get him to score.
I mean, I think we signed him based on we wanted the chant.
Yeah, pretty much.
From the World Cup, but that's about it.
David K has just put that, Watson is off. And then Coffee Goblin says, check out Wilson's tweet. Let's have a look then.
You have a look at Wilson's tweet.
Isidore. There he is. What's he put? Derby winners again.
Is that what he's put?
Yeah. It's a lovely goal. Sat down the keeper. I wish he'd score a tap in. Do you know what I mean? He only does goal, like proper good goals, and the fact that he just sat their new keeper down. Emma says no chance. She'd have gone there 2 hours ago, but not now.
We didn't want to upset the other side of the YouTube family, by scalping you.
Andrew Duffy made a good point there. He's put worst 4 million ever spent on Grigg. Just think about that. A few years ago, we were spending 4 million, potentially 4 million on Will Grigg, and we've just spent 4 million to get Isidore on a permanent, or under 4 million to get Isidore permanently.
We've done good business this year, no matter what. Even if we don't get any. I think that Liverpool lad's done. I think if Sky Sports are reporting it as clearly as they are, I think that's a done deal. I think we'll see that announced tomorrow. Whether Speakman will have a few more surprises up his sleeve because he's quite good at that. They've definitely plugged a lot of the leaks in the Stadium of Light. So I expect a couple more announcements tomorrow. What we will do, maybe we'll do it live, maybe we'll do a recording, but we will do a transfer roundup maybe tomorrow or the day after. We'll figure out and we'll do a roundup one. Maybe live because we got quite good interaction off this one.
Yeah,
you're up
definitely.
For that. Custard Cream seemed depressed. We spent that on Grigg just for a song.
So true.
Was £3.3 million, Conrad says Hutchinski.
Was 3. Oh, that's the Isidore one. Yeah, so even less than we spent on Grigg, or would have had to spend on Grigg if we were promoted at a certain point. Yeah.
We've got a big bill coming though, right? If we get promoted now, because Enzo's on an obligation to buy, right?
Yeah. Well, he's worth every penny though.
Can I replace Pato? No, I can't. I'm a retired goalkeeper who snapped his leg in 6 places, and I was never up to that caliber.
Can you find a man at 10 yards on a pass though?
Yeah, I can generally.
Oh, well, then you're about level 10, really.
I mean, if you're asking generally as within the team, I think he's our number one. I think he needs a kicking coach. I think he needs to improve on that. He just needs more of a mature footballing brain. He passes it into danger sometimes when he shouldn't. Moore is an excellent substitute, and hopefully him working with Patterson will just come. He'll just bring him on. We produce great goalkeepers, so we do something right when it comes to it. Nothing else at the moment.
The save in the first half, actually, from Patterson. Do you remember the header early on from Middlesbrough? He did really well with that one.
Great save. Yeah, it was.
And then was he tested again? Really, he came out and caught some crosses quite well. I thought actually.
Some that he'd usually punch. So
he did all right. Let's have a look.
No, nothing's getting announced.
Exactly. It'll be a while.
So, yeah.
Can this team handle the Premiership? I believe they could. I think they really could. Obviously, we wouldn't, be flying up the league and what have you. We'd be, scrapping around the bottom and taking points off people. But I think we'd give it a good go.
Do you think Dodd's going? If we get a replacement in, do you think it's going to improve the backroom staff? I really feel like we are missing something massive in the backroom staff on set pieces. And I feel like we could probably benefit more from hiring some staff than we could some players right now.
Yeah, I think it's something that they'll probably look at, or maybe Labrie will name someone that he sort of wants in, and they'll gradually build it up to his bit, because Dodds was brought in quite a long time ago and sort of brought up through it there. So I think they'll probably give him an option of someone like that maybe, but I'd imagine they'd let Labrie have who he wants in, really.
I should think so. And
Greg Davies just put on the same thing that I said before. Remember the 4 announcement last time were well after the window closed in summer.
Yeah, this is it. We're not the speediest of clubs. And the problem is you don't get the coverage when you're not in the Premier League, right? It's an afterthought on all the news channels. Nobody's outside the grounds. Nobody's outside the Stadium of Light unless it's our own people. So we don't kind of get the heads up as quickly as that. But
Emma's just put, we have until tomorrow at some point, don't we, to close the deal. That's only if we've submitted extension requests and stuff like that, but they have to announce that. that it's like there is an extension deal in place between these two while they try and get it sorted out, a bit like we did with, we've talked about him a lot tonight, but Grigg, exactly like Grigg.
We don't want Greg. We don't want anyone like Greg.
Yeah.
We'd rather not sign somebody before one last dance. Oh my God. Just tie Pato's laces together. Then he won't kick to the bad guys. That was
David Walker says there's no extensions in the AFL though, apparently.
Yeah, I don't think you mean extension as such. It's like you've got to get an initial paperwork in there to say
it's like the agreement's got to be in place.
Yeah,
you're doing the paperwork. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's like a pre-agreement like form.
Yeah, you've agreed it all. The finances are all sorted. You're now just literally doing the paperwork and getting it all submitted and everything like that.
Yeah. Admin time.
Yeah.
That Hackney goal was good. But it was Bellingham that lost the ball. In a relatively, he had a good game. He did a few mistakes. He had a good game, but I tell you what, Bellingham seemed to be marked out of the game a lot today. He had 3 people around him every time he got the ball.
Yeah, so they clearly rate him that he's going to be good for us and a key one to our play. And I thought that as well. I thought he's not really in the game at first here, and then it took like Neil and Enzo and Roberts to sort of step up really and get the balls around him, so it didn't have to go through Bellingham.
Rico thinks on 9 is a liability every time he got the ball from Pato. I don't think that's on 9. I think Patterson gives it to the wrong player sometimes, who's already under pressure. So
potentially, yeah.
But he does all right. So are we going to call this in 4 minutes? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
we're going to go to the quarter past.
We'll
go to the quarter past. So yeah, we'll just spiel. Any questions from you guys while you've got us here? I hate to leave a stream that's got so many people on. We should just, I don't know. Conrad, dance for the people now. Dance.
No, I'm right. I'm good.
Nothing being reported on Sky Sports. Nothing on, as far as I can see, on Echo or anything like that at the moment.
No, it's all gone very quiet.
Exclusive last 15 minutes Football Insider at 1 minute past 11. Brighton signing from Sunderland collapses.
Yeah.
Tommy Watson moved to Brighton from Sunderland is now off as Sunderland are unable to find a replacement, sources have told Football Insider. Watson was having a medical with a Premier League club earlier on deadline day, as reported by Football Insider, but the deal is now off for the 18-year-old. 2 days previously, Sunderland had a bid rejected from the South Coast side, but having accepted a new offer, time ran out in the transfer window before it could get over the line.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, that's just Football Insider. FootballInsider247.com. How accurate it is, you don't know. We could always get surprised tomorrow. But we're keeping Watson, which is good.
Yeah, very good.
And his value to the team and his monetary value is only going to go up, right, when it comes to the summer. So
definitely. Yeah, I think it's a good decision that we haven't just taken the money and put ourselves in a dodgy position without any replacement in, that we've held on and just gone, no, if we can't have anyone in who actually will improve us or, is a different option for us, then we're not going to do it at all.
They should get it right, for fuck's sake. Collapses as the window slams shut. Says,
it's on them. Just a last call to everyone. Can you, 279 of you, if you haven't subscribed already, please can you do so? Really helps us out. So hit the subscribe button.
Hit
subscribe first, then
Did you tell me how many likes? Did you check?
Yeah, 150.
150. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Very good.
Let's check again. It is 186. So 14 more of you. And we'll get it 191. It's just rotated around. So 9 more of you, and we'll have 200.
Go on, we're staying for 9 more likes.
Yeah.
We are staying for 9 more likes.
Yeah, Andrew Duffy just put 186, lads, not 150. Yeah, it's done a rollover, triple rollover.
Thanks for the commentary tonight, says David Brown. No problem. Thank you for being there. Everyone who's here now, 273 of you, live commentary for every game. Even if you're watching the game, even if you're doing something, we had somebody that was at the game listening to me. So, I mean, that tells you everything. Come on, join us for the next game.
It's rolled over. It's now 209. We've hit 209 likes.
That's awesome. Right.
Awesome.
And we're going to leave on a magic number 269. So, that's...
we like 269s in our life. 269s. No, it's 234 now. We've ruined it.
One would be a fine thing.
Yeah.
Right. Would you like to say goodbye to the 200 and odd people watching us?
Yeah, thank you all for joining. Been really appreciated just to spend the last hour with us just seeing it. But unfortunately, nothing's happened apart from we're keeping Tommy Watson and keep an eye out to see if Jayden Danns signs through the night or in the morning. And subscribe. Do it now. Right now. Yeah. Thank you.
And hit the bell so you don't miss our transfer roundup video. We might do it live. If there's more news to give, we might do a recording. But we'll do a roundup of everything because if they start announcing 6 people in the morning, we'll have to come on and tell you and speak to you about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, all that lovely stuff. And we'll see you all in another video really soon. Goodbye.